Selamat petang and welcome to Johor Bahru Senai International Airport. My name is Hugo and today we're going to be taking a look at what it's like to fly on board Malaysia Airlines 737 on a domestic flight from Johor Bahru to Kuala Lumpur. And I'll tell you my thoughts on if it's worth paying extra for Malaysia Airlines on domestic flights. I just arrived after taking a flight on AirAsia. I already had a short connection, but that flight arrived late, so that's why I didn't record my intro at the airport. I was notified via email that this Malaysia Airlines flight had been retimed, which for me kind of ended up being a good thing. I arrived airside, which since I didn't have any checked baggage, made it easy to connect onto this flight. Not long after I got into the terminal, the flight was delayed a further 15 minutes, which made sense as the plane wasn't even there yet. Speaking of, there's my ride to Kuala Lumpur. 9 Mike X-Ray India is a 2012 built Boeing 737-8H6, which was delivered new to Malaysia Airlines. The gate agents were very helpful and friendly and got us a spare seat next to us. I wanted to change my seat since I'd selected 10A because I think this flight was originally scheduled to be in the old economy class, but since it was changed to the new one, 10A doesn't have a window. Boarding was done by groups. It seemed that Group 1 and Group 2 were in the same lane. I believe I was in Group 2 thanks to my One World Sapphire status. Welcome on board one of Malaysia Airlines 737-800s with the newest cabin, featuring 12 Safran 600 recliner seats in business class in a 2-2 configuration, followed by 162 Safran 110i seats in a 3-3 configuration in economy class. My seat for this flight was 24A. Terima kasih.
Penggunaan peralatan elektronik udara ini tidak dibenarkan semasa demonstrasi keselamatan. Demi keselamatan dan keselamatan anda dinasihatkan untuk kepada semua pengumuman yang terdapat dalam.
Now let's take a quick look at the seat features. Legroom is decent at about 30 inches. There's a seat back pocket, which in this case contained a sick bag, and I think there was a packet of peanuts. And then there's a standard tray table which can be adjusted back and forth, but you can't fold it. These seats feature both USB-A and USB-C charging, and relatively fast charging too, which is great. Then there's a device holder here, and there's a literature compartment. There is recline, which is decent. There is no adjustable headrest though. And there's the overhead panel.
Ready for departure. We all ground personnel kindly leave the aircraft. Crew to close arm and cross-check your door, please. Thank you.
It's now time for pushback, about 36 minutes late.
Sila beri perhatian kepada anak-anak kapal di hadapan anda. Ini kadi keleda anda. Untuk memasangkannya, masukkan hujung logam ini ke dalam kepala tali keleda dan tarik hujung ikatan tali keleda untuk mengetatkannya. Merokok dan penggunaan rokok elektronik adalah dilarang. Penggunaannya di dalam tandas akan mengaktifkan alat pengesan asap. Information card in the seat pocket in front of you. Should you require further clarification, do not hesitate to call any member of the crew.
By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far and would like to see more like it, please consider liking and subscribing, as it would help me and the channel out so much and would be very much appreciated. But if you don't want to, that's completely okay. It's now time for takeoff on runway 34. Malaysia Airlines does offer streaming entertainment on its 737s, which I showed in my review of Malaysia Airlines 737 a few weeks ago, maybe a bit more than that. I assume it was probably the same on this flight, so assuming it's the same, there's a good selection of movies and TV shows for a streaming entertainment system, but no in-flight map unfortunately. For the in-flight service, a packet of peanuts as well as a bottle of water was offered. And after that, more peanuts were offered. Here's a quick look at the magazine I believe for shopping. And here's a look at the regular one. I thought that this magazine looked quite interesting. I like the fleet page as always. As we're already descending into Kuala Lumpur, please allow me to conclude this flight with Malaysia Airlines, and tell you if I think it's worth paying extra to fly with them on short domestic flights. Online check-in worked well for me, and I was able to get a physical boarding pass and change seats at the airport. Boarding was fine with there being zones. Again, the seats are great for a short flight and would be fine for a medium-haul flight in my opinion if the seat back was more comfortable, but it's not horrible and still fine. The modern features are nice and having streaming entertainment is good, but expected. The in-flight service was very similar to my previous Malaysia Airlines domestic flight, so great for a short domestic flight. Unfortunately there was no lounge in Johor, Bahru, but I don't think that's really a Malaysia Airlines thing. The delay was probably a bit annoying for some people, but it wasn't long and for me it wasn't so bad because the previous flight I was on was delayed. Oh, and the cabin crew were friendly. So overall it was another great flight with Malaysia Airlines. Maybe not quite as good as the last one overall, I think mostly due to the lounge. It's still a great option though, but the lounge access does add a bit. But you don't get lounge access just with an economy ticket. You need to have One World Sapphire or Emerald status. If you do have said status, then I do think it's worth paying a bit more to fly on Malaysia Airlines. Just for example, if I didn't have checked baggage, I might pay about $10 Australian extra to fly with Malaysia Airlines, but if there is a lounge that I can use, then I might pay an extra $20 or something. We'll soon pull into the gate about 37 minutes behind the original schedule, but for now please enjoy the rest of the approach and landing on Kuala Lumpur International Airport's runway 33.
dan puan-puan, selamat datang ke lapangan terbang antarabangsa KL, Terminal 1. Sila berada tempat duduk anda dan pasangkan tali pedal sehingga tanda isyarat tersebut dipadamkan. Terima kasih kerana terbang bersama Malaysia Airlines yang juga ahli One World, dan kami harap anda telah menikmati layanan Malaysia Hospitality kami. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to KL International Airport Terminal 1. To our visitors, pardon, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is switched off. It's been our pleasure serving you. Thank you for flying Malaysia Airlines, a member of One World Alliance, and we hope you have enjoyed our Malaysian hospitality. Parents and guardians with infants who were handed infant life vests and infant seatbelt are reminded to leave the items in the seat pocket. Thank you.
I'd like to take this time to thank you all so much for watching this video. I'd also like to thank all of my incredible Patreons for helping to make these videos possible. Their support is truly so much appreciated and I couldn't do what I do without them. So thank you so much to them. I just want to note that I think the seat design is cool. Once again, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you in my next one next Saturday at 5 PM Melbourne time.